Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you another makeup organization slash declutter video. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my eyeshadow palettes. I have quite a few eyeshadow palettes, so I'm hoping that I can get through them. I'm probably not going to swatch each one of them. I might like pick out some and swatch them, but yeah, I have a lot of palettes and like little palettes and things like that, so we are going to get rid of some of those. So let's get started. Okay, so today we're going to be doing eyeshadow palettes. I think we're going to do some single eyeshadows as well. So I have all of these eyeshadow palettes in here, and I have a couple back there, and then in this drawer on top here I also have some like smaller palettes and then all my single eyeshadows. These are brow products. We'll wait for those, but I think we're going to start off in this drawer, and then I also have some eyeliners right there, which we will do in another video. So let's go ahead and start off with the larger eyeshadow palettes. Okay, so the first one here is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye palette. I'm obviously not getting rid of this. I love this palette. It was in my 2015 favorites. It's just a really great matte neutral eyeshadow palette, so I'm obviously not getting rid of that one. And then the next palette here is my MAC eyeshadows. I have all of my MAC eyeshadows in here. I actually have a smaller one that I'm going to show you that I have a couple of ones that just don't fit in this palette, but I love all of these eyeshadows. I've obviously picked them out myself, so I love them and I use them all the time. So those are my MAC eyeshadows. The next one that was actually in my 2015 favorites is the Tartelette, and I love this one too, so I'm obviously not getting rid of this one. It's just great neutral matte eyeshadows. I love matte eyeshadows, so this one's a great one. I'm definitely going to keep that one. The next one is this Tarte, I think it's called Be Magnificent palette. It's all matte. It has matte eyeshadows, a couple matte eyeliners, but I use them as eyeshadows, and then a matte blush in here. And I love this palette. I've talked about this palette a ton. It was a limited edition when it came out, but I still use it all the time. I love these like really pretty, just great transition shades, really great brow bone highlights. I just love this palette. I definitely am keeping it. It goes well with other palettes as well. Then this is a very old MAC eyeshadow palette, but I have a couple of just overflow of some MAC eyeshadows that I don't really use a ton, but I do use them, so I definitely want them. And then I actually have my two Anastasia eyeshadows right here. They just don't fit anywhere. I need to get a Z palette so that I can actually see them and pull them out and add to my collection. So yeah, I love these eyeshadows in here. I don't have anywhere to put them. I need to get a Z palette for them. Then I have all of my Naked palettes. I have my Naked 2, and Naked 3. I'm not getting rid of these. These are just great eyeshadow everyday palettes. Great shimmery shades, great transition shades, just good palettes. So I'm definitely keeping these. Then I have the Too Faced Natural Eyes palette. This is so funny. I actually was thinking about getting rid of this eyeshadow palette, but this past month I have pulled it out and used it every single day. So I'm not going to get rid of it because I've been using it so much. It has really good shades. I love this as a transition shade, this all over the lid. It's just a good eyeshadow palette, so I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm going to keep it. This is another favorite. I love pulling this out in the fall time. It has really pretty, just everyday shades and some really pretty like pops of burgundy. This is a Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. I've had this one for a while. I've talked about this one a ton, and yeah, I'm not going to get rid of it. This one is the Lorac Unzipped. This is the first one. I love this one as well. I pull this out usually in February because I love the rosy mauve tones in it. Really pretty for like Valentine's Day. So I definitely am not getting rid of this one as well, and I'm going to be keeping it. Last palette I have here is the Stila in the Light one, and I'm not getting rid of this one either. This is one of the best palettes that I own. I really love this one. I haven't touched this one in a while, but need to go back to it because it's just so good. These two shades right here are amazing. Kitten's amazing. So all of them are really, really good. Most of the palettes I had here I use all the time. That's kind of why they're up front here. I tend to reach for them all the time, so I'm not getting rid of any of them. Okay, behind my eyeliners there, I do have these. I'm going to show you these real quick. These are just like these magnets that have a tacky side on the other side. So they're great for eyeshadows. I got them at Michael's. They're really nice to put on like single pan eyeshadows and stick them in Z palettes. So really, really good magnets. Okay, then I have these couple of eyeshadow palettes. They're probably going to be tossed. This one is so old. I had this probably when I started YouTube. It has these really pretty shades. Like the shades are gorgeous in it. They're a little chalky, but they're really actually great and pretty, but I just don't ever use this anymore. This is so old, like so old. It's very, very old. So I'm going to go ahead and toss that. The other one might even be a little older than the other one. This is another e.l.f. palette. It was one of like the Christmas shade or like the Christmas whatever special edition palettes that they came out with. And I use this to death. Like I love these shades. That olive green shade is so pretty. Like they're really good. They're a little bit chunky and they don't blend the greatest, but the shades were really pretty. Like I obviously hit pan on a bunch of them because I used it a ton, but again, this is so old. I need to just toss it. All right, the last one is a 28 eyeshadow palette by Sedona Lace. It's their neutral eyeshadow palette. I literally have never used this. I maybe once, and I've swatched it maybe once. So I think I'm gonna pass this one along. It's really pretty. It has great shades in it. Really just pretty natural, neutral eyeshadows, but I literally never use this. I never pull it out to use it. So I think I'm going to pass this one along. Okay, moving along to this drawer. Like I said, I have smaller palettes right here and then all my single eyeshadows right there. So I think we can get to everything, and we'll save the brow products for another video. All right, starting off with some smaller palettes, I have the Naked Basics and Naked 2 Basics. I'm not getting rid of these. I use these a ton. I haven't used them recently, but I use them a lot. They're very well loved. And then I also have this little Bobbi Brown. It's like a little quad, and I love this one. This is probably one of my favorite little eyeshadow palettes to travel with because it's pretty much everything I need right here to make a really nice eye look. And it's just really small and compact, and I love the eyeshadows in it. It does have permanent ones in it. It has Navajo, Cement, Heather Mauve, which is like my favorite, and then Mahogany. So really good eyeshadow palette. I almost want to say I should get rid of this one, but I can't because it was one of my first eyeshadow like high-end palettes that I bought for myself. It is the Balms Meet Matte. This is the original one, not the second one. They came out with like another one, but this one has really pretty colors. I just never use these colors. I obviously use that shade. I use that shade and that shade, like, and maybe sometimes the gray, but otherwise I don't ever use these shades. I don't know. I'm going to think about this one. I might keep it honestly just for that shade because I use it a ton, but otherwise I might get rid of it. These are other eyeshadow palettes that I love, but I just don't use them a ton, but I like keeping them around in case I want to do like drugstore looks. These are the Wet n Wild. These are their like 8-pan eyeshadow. I have this one, the Comfort Zone, which is like one of their most popular. I have this one, which was, I literally hunted down for months for this. It is the Nude Awakening, and it has a really awesome nude eyeshadows in it. Very, very comparable to the Naked one by Urban Decay. It's a great palette right here. But again, it was a limited edition, and I hunted this one down. And then this one is an all matte shadow palette, and it's Drinking a Glass of Shine. I don't know, it was a limited edition, but I never use this one. I literally never use this. Like, these shades I will never use in my life. I just don't see myself ever using them. These I would use, and I actually use that one a ton, but I just never use those. So I don't know. I might get rid of this one and maybe the Comfort Zone and keep this one just because it was so hard to find. But I don't know. I'm gonna think about these as well. Next is the NYX 10 color eyeshadow palette. This is the one in Caviar and Bubbles. I love this eyeshadow palette. It's a great drugstore one. I don't think they make it anymore, so I am gonna keep it just because
I really like these colors, and again, it's a great neutral eyeshadow palette for like a good drugstore look, so I am going to keep this one. The next one is a great one, but I am going to toss it. It is the Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells. This is so old and it's like crumbling apart, so I think I'm actually just going to toss this one because it's so old and maybe pick up a new one because it's so cheap. But yeah, I love this eyeshadow trio. It's one of my favorites from Wet n Wild. All right, this is the NYX Love in Rio Bikini Bottom, I guess. It's just like a little trio, and I've literally never used this, just swatched it. So I think I'm going to pass this one on maybe to my mom. It's really pretty, but I just never use it. The next one is this little Pop Beauty trio. I'm not sure what it's called. Naturally Bare. It's a really pretty trio, but again, I've never used. I've maybe used that one once. Obviously, I used something in here with that eyeshadow, but I don't remember ever using this. So I think I'm gonna pass this one along to maybe my sister or my mom. But it's really pretty. But yeah, I'm gonna get rid of it because I never touch it. Okay, the next one is really bad. This is from college. I got this. This is one of the Heidi Klum came out with like a bunch of makeup at Victoria's Secret, and I loved this quad. It was so pretty, and honestly, the only reason I ever keep this is because of that silvery brown taupey shade right there. But I think it's time to get rid of it. Like it's no longer. It's time. It needs to go. Goodbye, Heidi. All right, I actually have one more quad back here. It is the Sephora Quad in Ballroom Dance. This one's a really old one as well. I used to use this when I started YouTube. Honestly, the only reason I keep this one is because of the orange shade. I really like it. The other ones are kind of dupable. I really do like that brow bone highlight though. That's really pretty. I actually think I'm gonna keep this one because I do pull it out every now and then. It's pretty old, but I don't know. This one will be on the maybe because it's pretty old. We'll see. I might use it here again soon and see if it does anything bad to my eyes. I forgot I do have one other eyeshadow palette from Bobbi Brown in here, and it's their Ultra Nude Eye Palette. This one was awful. I bought it actually at a CCO and I had high hopes for it, but it's so bad. Like the pigmentation on them they're just like, there's no pigmentation on any of these. They're just really chalky and bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get rid of this one. All right, I'm actually gonna flip this little guy around because I have some like single eyeshadows in here. All right, we're gonna start on this side though. I have some Bobbi Brown eyeshadows. I have my one in Heather, Camel, and then I have this one in Espresso, and I'm not getting rid of these. I love these eyeshadows. I use Heather and Camel like all the time, and I really like using Espresso as like a liner, so I'm not getting rid of those. I did forget one Bobbi Brown eyeshadow. This one is in the color Wine, I believe. It's a little bit different. It's a circle instead of a square. It's called a rich color eyeshadow. I'm not really sure, but I love this one. I will never get rid of it. It's so gorgeous. It's like a really pretty plummy burgundy color. I have this eyeshadow from JULEP. It's one of their orbital eyeshadows. I will never get rid of this one. I love it. It's gorgeous. It's a really pretty topper on top of other eyeshadows, so I am definitely going to keep this one too. Okay, then I have a bunch of ColourPop in here, and I have, let's just go through them quickly. Sequin, I have 3, I have Lovely, I have Millionaire, On the Rocks, I have Hanky Panky, which is a matte one, I have Game Face, and then I also have Amaze, and then I have Bill, which is like a purpley matte shade. So actually I'm gonna pass on I think it's either Bill or Hanky Panky to my sister because she doesn't own it and I don't use it that much, so I'm gonna pass that one on, but otherwise I'm keeping all of my ColourPop eyeshadows. I love them. I have 2 of the L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadows. I have the one in Bronze Taupe. That one's right there. And then I have the one in Amber Rush. I'm not getting rid of these. I love these eyeshadows. They're great drugstore eyeshadows. Okay, then I have some Milani just single eyeshadows. They came out with all these little eyeshadows. I have Bella Champagne, just a really pretty champagne color. I have Cappuccino, which is a really pretty matte brown, and then I have Taupe, which is a really deep taupe color. I'm gonna keep these. I don't use them that often though, but I am gonna keep these. I know I'll use them sometime. I actually use Cappuccino once in a while, so I'm gonna keep these. I think I'll use them. If I don't use them within the next couple weeks, I'm tossing them. Okay, so I have these two pigments here. They're actually by MAC. I got these little samples, and this one right here is blue brown and then tan. And I'm not gonna get rid of these because I do use these once in a while. I don't use blue brown as much, but I use tan every once in a while. I'll pull it out and play with it. So they're really small. They don't take up too much space, and it's nice to have like a couple pigments around. Okay, then over here I have a bunch more eyeshadows. I have a couple from NYX. This one is in Morocco. It's a really pretty deep purple color, but I never use it. So I think I'm gonna get rid of that one. And then I also have the one in just black. It's just a black eyeshadow. I used to use this for eyeliner all the time, but this one's so old. I had this one in like college, so that one's gonna go. I also have this NYX one in Kryptonite, and it's like black with like silver glitter in it. I think I'm gonna get rid of this one as well. I never use it. Then I have this BH Cosmetics baked eyeshadow. I don't even know what it's called, Asteroid. But I'm gonna get rid of this. I never have used this. I don't even know if I've swatched it. So I think I got it in like an Ipsy bag or something like that. So I'm just gonna toss this one or pass it along, and yeah, I'm gonna get rid of it. All right, next I have this really random NYX glitter. It's like a gold, I guess it's in gold. Gold glitter, and I literally never use this. So I'm gonna just go ahead. It's really old too. I'm either gonna pass it along or just toss it. It's like 99 cents, so I'm not really upset about it. So yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that. I have this random pink eyeshadow, and I have no idea where I got it. No clue. So I'm just gonna go ahead and toss it. It's like this really tiny little eyeshadow. I'll never use it. I've never used it or even swatched it, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. Where you find like junk in here that you never thought you'd have. All right, the next one is this Mica Beauty. It's called the shimmer powder. It's kind of like a pigment. It's very, very similar to MAC's tan pigment, but not quite as shimmery. I don't know. I'm gonna think about this one because I do like MAC's tan pigment, and I already have that one, but if I ever run out of that one, I don't know. I think I might get rid of this. I might pass it along to maybe my sister and see if she wants it. But yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that one, I think. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of it. The next two are loose eyeshadows from Bare Minerals, and this one is in Sable. This one's in Sangria, really pretty like orange color and really pretty like deep brown, chocolate brown color. I think I'm gonna get rid of these because I honestly have never really used them. I'm not a fan of just loose eyeshadows. I don't mind the pigments, like shimmery pigments, but I have a really hard time working with like loose eyeshadows like this, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass these along.
Alright, so that is my eyeshadow palettes. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you have any video requests, leave them down below. Like this video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe so you guys can be notified of all my videos that I post. And I'm going to try to be posting every Monday and Friday for sure, and then possibly Wednesdays now. I used to do Monday, Thursday, Friday, but now I'm going to try to spread it out a little more and try to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!